Okay, we're going to start going over a little bit of what the course will entail. So, what I recommend is the book that we're going to be going over is Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die by Carol K. Truman. So, this is like a handy little book that I'm going to talk about in a second, but you can get the actual book. So, if you're a reader, you can go buy the book and you can read. What might actually be beneficial for you to buy the book is in the book, towards the end of the book, you'll have a whole section where it talks about if there's certain things, like let's say you're experiencing knee pain, you would go and you look up knee pain or knee in this, and it would tell you in this book what are some root feelings and emotions that are behind the knee, and go through lots of different issues. So if you have a hard time pinpointing what you need to process, what we need to let go of, what we need to address, this book can be a great guideline to help you understand where to start. So let's say you're having back pain, maybe upper back pain, you could go look it up. And in this book is going to tell me, so it says, feels unsupported and burdened emotionally, withholding your love from others, feeling agitated or anxious, feelings of frustration. And you could just go through those different sections in the book and it will give you that information. You can also buy this booklet if you'd like. I personally like having the booklet because it's all organized, easy to turn to. Um, so that's also an easy one. But if you want the book because you like reading, the benefit of getting the book is you have on hand those tools. And if you start getting into this and going a lot deeper into your healing, you will definitely utilize that tool. Now, I have it also in the audio version. So you can also purchase the audio on Audible or another source that you like, and feel free to read along or listen along. And doing that, you can have the voice that you prefer. Now, what I've given you guys is a free version on YouTube that's already pre-recorded, so there is no ifs, ands, or buts of why you didn't listen to it because you have it for free on hand. The only thing that you need to know is when you click on it, so this would be the first chapter, and I'm going to click on this, it's going to pull it up and it says, oh, videos unavailable. The only reason why is because YouTube doesn't allow you to watch this through a secondary source, so the app, you'd have to go directly to YouTube. So you just click on that link and it would bring you directly to the YouTube link. Now you might have to fast forward through an ad, but then you can just play it and listen to it. So just so you know, with that, you do have to click on that link and it'll bring you to YouTube so you can listen to it. But if you'd rather have your own copy of the Audible, which I do recommend, just because I like the voice better on that one, but each to their own, you can listen to it through your own Audible or your own source that you like to, or you can get the hard copy and read it. With the hard copy, you do get all this information right here, but you can also go and purchase this for yourself. It's just like a little handbook of all the feelings and emotions and the belief systems around different problems or different things you're experiencing. Like it has anxiety, it has depression, it has ADHD, it has bipolar, it has knee pain, shoulder pain, it has upper back stuff. I mean, it has so many things. So if you ever need to figure out where the source is or where to start with your healing, you can go and look through that and it'll be a good starting point. So each week when you're doing this, you're going to have different chapters we're going to be listening to. So usually you're going to have one, maybe two chapters in a week to listen to, and 1 to 2 chapters to work through in your workbook. It will be on your calendar, already assigned. So if you need to move it around, you just click and hold like you do with any workout, and you move it around to the day that you're going to be able to get to it. And that just means you might not have all the information or have learned all the stuff. And so when you get into the weekly call, there's going to be people at different paces in this. So they might be asking questions that you might not fully understand or know what they're referring to, or they might be asking questions exactly where you're at. So just know that everybody's going to be on their own pace, and so they're going to be asking different questions for the different place that they are with everything. But just know that this will be on your calendar. You have the freedom to move it around, but the goal is usually to stick to the calendar unless you need more time to process and heal and understand the concept. Then you can take more time. So make sure you prioritize this, because if you're not prioritizing it and you're not making time for it, then you won't see as fast or won't reap the benefits of this program as if someone would if they are committed, they're dedicating their time, and they're making sure they're making it a priority to take it serious and move through this program. Now, the second thing we're going to have is a workbook. So what I'm going to have you do is the first thing is you're going to get a link to this workbook. Now, you're not going to be able to edit or do anything with this link with the workbook. So what you're going to do is you're going to go file and you're going to go make a copy. And then you can literally put the copy title of whatever you want, but you can name it Janessa or your name. I'm just going to put Janessa Mindset Workbook, and then I just simply go make a copy, boom, and you're going to have your own copy of this. So just to walk you through how this mindset workbook works. So once you made a copy, now you have the freedom to write stuff in it if you'd like to and kind of use it as a journal. But what I do recommend is that you have a place in your phone or a notebook or whatever you like. If you like writing things down, for sure, get a notebook. But you're going to have a section in your phones for notes and in a notebook. Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to have a section strictly just for you writing down feelings and emotions that you feel throughout the day, because we have to start becoming aware of what we're feeling, where we're feeling it. And so you're going to have a journal specifically all for that stuff. And then you can have a journal if you'd like for other things like if you just want to write your experiences down or other stuff like that, you can. But you need to have strictly a journal just for that stuff. And then in the handbook, once you've made a copy of it, you're able to actually type and write answers and things like that that you want. It's free for you to do as you please. So pretty much what you're going to do is the first part is the introduction. You can go through and read this. It's just going to pretty much introduce you, what you need to know up front, kind of welcome to the program, what you'll need for this course. It just kind of goes through all this stuff. So make sure you read it and you go through this whole thing so you are fully aware of everything going on. Now, I will also say with this, I have formatted this workbook a little bit different. So like if I'm scrolling, I might see, oh, this page is 7 pages. You might feel like, oh my gosh, but I've actually organized it on purpose. So there is probably more pages just so it's easier to read. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So if I go into module 1, I have the title, and then I have like the summary of everything, and then I go into chapter notes. So everything's designed in like a bullet point version, and the reason why is because it's easier to read, it's less overwhelming, you can consume the information a bit faster. It does make it so there's more pages. And then I have daily emotional practices, and again, as you can see, is I'm like taking up a lot of space because I've made it in a bullet point list format. It's easier for you to read, it's less overwhelming, and so you can get the information, so you'll read through these pages really, really fast. So just so you're aware, if it looks like, oh, there's so many pages, it's because the way I formatted it, but it's not if you condense it. So just be aware of that. I made it so it's easier to consume that way. After you've gone over the introduction, anything like that, and you've read all that, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. But this template over here, this little side, this is pretty much like where you will go to navigate the different parts of this workbook. So you'll go in here. At the front is pretty much the different sources that you'll use for your mindfulness practice that we'll give you. So pretty much the first one, this is going to be your daily practice of emotional awareness. This is going to be more gratitude focused at first when you go through it. And then when you go through here, it is going to go into more like using the next layer of different things like the turnarounds that we're going to teach you how to use, how to turn things around. And then once you start learning how to use a script, you're going to have the original script here. The original script, so just so you guys have some information, this script was by Carolyn Libert. She is a hypnotherapist, and she created this for her therapist, her clients with therapy, and it's been super, super effective for her. Now, the person who wrote this book, Feelings Better Alive, Never Die, she took this script from this same lady, and I got this script from this lady because my mom got this script from this lady. And so this script that I have right here is pretty much close to the original of her script. It's changed very slightly, and the lady who wrote this book, Feelings Better Alive, Never Die, used the same script, but she changed it for her book. I personally don't like it as much as the original, but some people like that script. So you do have the freedom to utilize the script that is being taught in the book, but I do have more of the original script where it actually came from and the source and the actual person who created it. So the script that I'm using and the script that the book talks about is coming from the same source. Mine's more close to the original. There's only a few words that have been changed, and the person in Feelings Better Alive, Never Die, she's changed the script a lot. So this is kind of where the script has come from. The hypnotherapist who originally created it for her clients who saw so much success, she created it because she wanted a way for her clients to continually do their healing on their own without her guidance and to continually have freedom as they go about their life. And so she created this script, and she got it from, it's a cool story. Now, if you guys want to know that story, I'm going to not go into detail so this video doesn't go over long. So you can ask me directly in one of the weekly videos, and I can definitely tell you where she got this script. But it's been super effective, and it's changed lots of people's lives. So this is the original script, okay? So I have provided different options. So this script is more of a universal script placeholder. So in the other script, if you connect with God, Jesus Christ, things like that, it will use those terms slightly in that one, and you can use that one if you connect with that. If you connect to a higher power or energy of the universe or whatever you might have it, I have it right here. And so you can choose your placeholders that you want in here. So right here it says chosen term. That's where you would implement your chosen term. You could do higher power, spirit, subconscious, intelligent, life energy, divine love, inner wisdom, wise self, anything that you most resonate with. Because if you're not resonating with the source that maybe the other script is talking about, it might not be quite as effective because you have resistance towards it and you have a block towards it. So we want this to be as effective as we can, and to make it as effective as we can, I have this optional universal one where you can change the placeholder to what you most connect with so you can see a change and a difference in your life also. So this is the other script. Now I have a third option. With this option is secular, non-theistic rendering, so it's just pretty much, it's not secular. So it's pretty much something happened today to cause me to feel blank, and then instead of using different terms, this can pretty much be close to the second one I gave you, but it has the words placed in it. So it says higher wisdom, so you're not giving it to like a higher power or God or anything like this. This is pretty much higher wisdom of yourself. So you pick the script that's going to work best for you, but you don't have to worry about that until you get to this point, and you won't get to this point for a minute. So this is just the resources for you to know how to locate them and where to find them. Then the next one on the list is that 4-question process. So again, you don't have to worry about this until you learn this. So these are pretty much when we start teaching you how to do a turnaround, how to get you out of your story, how to ask yourself the questions to make sure you can identify, is this truth or is this just a story? And just to make your life simpler, if you want to always return back to this, I have it located at the front of the workbook. But again, you will learn this as you start going through the program. The next thing that we have is muscle testing. So when we start going through muscle testing, I have different resources here for you to look up the emotion code, a chart that you can use to find different emotions and how to use them, and different resources. So again, you don't don't have to worry about this. This will come as you learn the course. You're literally just going to start the basics of learning how to be mindful of your emotions and feelings. You're learning how to recognize them, feel them, and then give gratitude. And that's where you're going to start. And then we build upon that and we'll help you learn at a deeper level as you go. And then right here is where you're going to find all the chapters that we will go through. So module 1 and chapter 1, that all modules will go along with the chapter that you're on in the book. So you don't move on to module 2 until you've listened to or read that chapter. So you have to read the chapter or listen to that chapter first, and then you come and do the workbook. So how it is all kind of set up is you have the summary, then you'll have chapter notes, which are key principles that I want to make sure that you are getting and you're learning. And then we have a daily emotional awareness practice where I walk you through this is what you're going to practice for the next week or for the next little bit while you are learning. And you want to set time aside every day to practice this for this to be most effective. If you're not setting aside time every day to practice this, you're not going to reap the benefits of it. So best thing is to stay consistent and you will reap the benefits. Then we have reflection questions. So the reason why I have these reflection questions in here is so that you have the opportunity to go a little bit deeper, figure out how you feel about things and get stuff down on paper. And you can refer back to this if you need help learning of what things you need to start with your processing and your healing journey. And so literally you could be right here. Okay, we are going to do what stood out to me the most in this chapter. And you can just write whatever. And you can write your answers right there in your workbook because this is for you to do. So this is for you. I'll also ask more questions to get you to think a little bit more as we go on into the chapters. And then after that, you'll have your action items that I want you to focus on, like begin your feelings journal, log your emotions daily so you can kind of be aware of them, and then practice the permission and gratitude sequence. And you'll learn all this as we're going. Stay on track with your signed book chapters, and then complete your weekly check-in form. And you'll be sent a form just like you do when you're doing your fitness check-in. Exact same thing. You fill it out. It's very important you do this because I will gather all the questions you have and information from this check-in to be able to bring it to the weekly call to best help you guys. So you want to make sure if you have questions, you fill out that check-in form because that's where I'm going to see all your questions and then I'll answer it on the live call. So we are making sure no one's getting lost, no one's getting confused, and if you get stuck, you're able to get the help that you need. That's pretty much how you are going to navigate this workbook. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, straightforward. So whatever sources that you need for your emotional healing, you're going to find it before the chapters start. Now, each source that you need will be listed in the module that you're working on, unless it's like the script. I do not have that in there because it's easier for you to go back and find the script that's best for you, and you go through it that way. So just know this is how you locate it. This is how you kind of use the handbook, and it is for you to use. As long as you make a copy, you can type in it, you can do what you want. Make sure you don't take out anything I already have put in there so you don't miss anything, or like maybe you took out some of the note section that I put in there and we are talking about things you're like, oh, I don't remember what that is exactly. You can't refer back to your notes because you've accidentally deleted it or you've deleted it. So just make sure the original text that I put in here you keep the same, and then just like add in your notes and things like that with the workbook. But overall, I'm super excited. Let me know if you have any questions on it, but this is how you're going to use the workbook.